guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me for another video. Today on the menu we are going to cook some seafood gumbo. So first things first, you want to go ahead and get your items out. I'm using bell pepper, green onions, and sausage in mine. You want to go ahead and get everything out, rinse them off, and chop up everything to put in your seafood gumbo. After you're done chopping up your vegetables and your sausage, you want to go ahead and take the shell and devein your shrimp. If that's only if you put in shrimp inside your seafood gumbo. I know a lot of people don't put shrimp inside their seafood gumbo. Inside my seafood gumbo, I put sausage, shrimp, crawfish. I want you guys to pay attention to the seasoning that I use inside my seafood gumbo. This seasoning had to be on point, because if you have the wrong seasoning inside your seafood gumbo, you can really, and I mean really, screw it up. Okay guys, so let's get into this clip. Pay attention to this clip. I thought I had some chicken stock, but I didn't have chicken stock, so I was like, why not make a seafood stock? So what I did was just boil some crab meat, put some Creole seasoning, Old Bay seasoning, and a little bit of the crawfish juice that came inside the little packet that I had. Oh my god, you guys, that came out so good. So if you don't have chicken stock, I would say go ahead and make you some seafood stock. And I actually would prefer seafood stock over the chicken stock anyway, because it's a seafood dish, so why not? In the other part, we're just gonna boil some water and some Old Bay seasoning. This is so you can cook your seafood. Whatever seafood you're putting in there, just going to add some hot sauce, some Creole seasoning, and Old Bay seasoning, and just go ahead and boil your snow crabs, crawfish, or whatever you put in there. Once everything starts to come to a boil just like this is when you know it's time to add your seafood. You don't want to add it in too early, because it's going to reduce your cooking time. Crawfish, well, this crawfish we've already cooked, so I only left it in there for about 3 minutes. Snow crabs are only cooked for about 5 to 6 minutes, and shrimp are only cooked for 2 to 3 minutes. The brand that the crawfish came in, it had its own little seasoning inside of it, so I just took whatever was left inside the bag and just put it inside my seafood stock. So the timer has went off, so it's time for me to go ahead and take these out, because I don't want to overcook it. And then if you had crawfish before, you know it's not a lot of meat, and it's like shrimp. If you overcook it, you ruin it. So I'll just go ahead and take those out. I don't want to get rid of this water because it has all the seasoning and I'm not done cooking. I still have shrimp to cook and snow crabs to cook, and I add mussels into this too. So yeah, I want to leave this in, and when I'm done with everything, I am going to save this and put it all together. You will see what I'm talking about at the end. Now it's time to go ahead and cook everything else. Your sausage, your green onion, your bell pepper, your onion, and your crab meat. What we not gonna talk about is how this grease splashed me. Um, this pot it still had water in because I had washed it out, and then I just went in to dump everything instead of just placing everything, and it splattered all over me. Seriously, I was pissed off. But yeah, we ain't even gonna talk about that. It's only about, I think it's like less than 1/3 cup of oil in here. I use regular canola oil. You use whatever oil you want, but yeah, that's what I use. What I'm doing now is just taking the heads off the crawfish and pulling the meat out and putting it to the side. Then I'm gonna just dump everything back in. I did leave some crawfish heads inside the actual gumbo because the head holds the most seasoning to me when you're eating crawfish. So I just put that back in so it could give it more flavor. And I like to, yeah, I ain't even gonna say that, but like I said, it holds more flavor, so I just put it back in to add more flavor to the actual. So what you want to do now is get a strainer because you need that grease. You need that grease to make a brew. A brew is basically just flour and grease. So I'm using that same grease that I've been using to fry everything else in, but I'm just draining my meat just to put it to the side while I get this grease and make the brew. To make your brew, you need about I'll say maybe 1/3 cup of flour, and then while that cooked down, you want to make sure it's all the way cooked down because you don't want to taste the flour in it. Once your flour is all the way 100% dissolved, go ahead and add your vegetables in, like your bell pepper, your green onions, and everything else that you chopped up. What I just added in from the other pot is just some of the seasons that we use to cook our seafood with. You want to let your flour and your grease cook and your vegetables and everything cook down for at least 5 to 6 minutes. Once that's done, or once you think it's done, you want to go ahead and add your okra. If you're using okra, okra is a thickening agency that helps thicken everything. But yeah, then after that, you want to let that cook for about 10 minutes, and then you go ahead and add everything else in and just let it simmer until you're ready to serve it. Oh yeah, and I didn't tell you guys, I did add 2 cans of the mild rotel because you need like a tomato paste or tomatoes inside this. I don't like tomato paste and I don't like cutting up tomatoes, so I just use the rotel. At this point, you want to adjust your seasoning for your liking. What I did, I just added a little bit more Old Bay, oregano, and thyme, and as you can see now, some hot sauce and oyster sauce. Yes, I added oyster flavoring sauce. It was so good. You really don't taste it, but you need it. Well, I felt like you need it because I like oyster sauce, so I cook with it a lot, so I just felt like it needed some, and it worked. So you guys are probably looking at this like, what the hell is this? This is actually the little rice packet, the gumbo rice packet that you get from Walmart or whatever. It said just cook it down for like 5, 10, 15 minutes or whatever, and then add your seafood. I was gonna make this, but I was like, no, I can make something else out of this. So what I'm doing now, I cooked it and now I'm draining the juice from it or the sauce from it, and I'm adding it to my gumbo. When I was done with it, it looked like gravy, so I just added it. And let me tell you guys, I'm happy I did that because I really don't like the rice. I really don't like this packaging with the rice and stuff because every time I make it, it come out funny and it got a weird taste to it. But I like it when I put it together with my gumbo. So, yeah. Once again, you taste and adjust for your liking. If you think you need something more, you go ahead and add it. If you think it's fine, just leave it how it is. I personally think it came out wonderful. My husband he thought it came out wonderful. He said I should make it more often, so that says a lot.